Hi, welcome to Movie Digest. In this video, I'm going to explain 2021 crime thriller movie, titled, I Care a Lot. Spoilers ahead. The movie opens in a nursing home where the sick and elderly live, and they were taken care by the nurses. We also see a woman in her room is being taken care of, and we see a picture of her son. Just then her son, Feldstrom, arrives at the nursing home. The guards quickly got on his feet to stop him, and asks him to leave. He was not allowed to see his own mother. So he forces himself to meet his mother and fights with the guard, and they struggle for a while until the other guards arrive and debilitate him. After that failed attempt, he goes for a trial and tells the judge that she doesn't need to be in a care facility, and she doesn't need a legal guardian, as he can take care of her. Feldstrom further says, Marla, the shady legal guardian, forced herself into her house, when his mother clearly refused. Marla also auctioned off her house, car and her belongings as an excuse to pay for her stay in the nursing home. He says that she barred him from seeing his mother. The judge orders him to calm down and says Marla is a well-respected professional. Marla, in her defense, says that her mother has dementia, but he didn't take any care of her. She says caring is her profession and always did the right thing for her. Marla sold her possessions only to pay for Ms. Feldstrom's care in the facility. Marla claims that she is protecting his mother, and his visits are upsetting her. She brings to the court that Feldstrom assaulted a staff member and vandalized the reception in his previous visit at the facility. Hearing that, the judge concludes and rules in Marla's favor. Marla walks out and goes to her lover, Fran, who is waiting for her. Feldstrom furiously goes towards her as she is ruining their lives, and he hopes she would be killed. Marla doesn't seem to be bothered, and he angrily spits in her face. Enraged, Marla tells him she is not scared and warns him to never do that again and leaves. Marla and Fran go to their office, and we see pictures of elderly on the wall, who became her victims. Marla arranges them as per their financial status. She gets a call from Sam Rice, who runs the facility. He informs that one of her victims died of a heart attack. Marla gets upset as she had only him for 6 months. She thought of draining his fortune for a few more years, but now she has to hand over everything to his inheritors. Marla now has to fill his place and find a new victim, so Marla and Fran visit a hospital to meet their accomplice, Karen, a doctor by profession. Karen is the source, who provides information about her wealthy patients to Marla. Karen then tells them about Jennifer Peterson, a wealthy retiree with no apparent partner or close family who they can exploit. She got a very good insurance, which Marla could benefit. Fran started researching about Jennifer and found out Jennifer was clearly living alone in an expensive neighborhood. Jennifer owns a house and a luxury car. She got a clean credit check and had a huge amount in the bank, earning a lot of interest. Marla thinks they found a jackpot and then calls Karen to start their plan. They go for a trail, where Dr. Karen falsely testifies that Jennifer suffers from dementia and confusion. The judge feels bad for her, and asks Marla if she could take care of her, since she had a reputation. She guises compassion and agrees. The judge grants her the guardianship. The next morning, Jennifer is doing her morning routine and hears the knock on the door. Little did she know what's coming after her. Jennifer sees her at the door and Marla introduces herself and tells her she works with Karen. Jennifer lets her in and Marla hands her the court order. She gets confused and Marla tells her the court appoints her as her legal guardian, as she can't take care of herself anymore. Jennifer resists, but Marla says she should come with her or she could be in trouble, and shows her the cops standing outside her house. Having no other choice, Jennifer packs her things and comes out. Marla takes the house keys as an excuse for securing it. They take her to the facility and welcomed with staff with their fake smiles. They accompany to her room and show their fake concern. They take away her phone and leave, they don't even look back. Marla immediately gets to the work of selling Jennifer's furniture. She finds a safe key concealed under the drawer. Marla sells her car and put her house on sale. They auction off her antiques. Meanwhile, Jennifer is not allowed to come outside, giving her a hard time and they even start sedating her. Marla goes to the bank as Jennifer's guardian, discovers the safe deposit box containing a watch, gold bars, bank notes and hidden diamonds, which she takes and stashes away. Few days later, as Marla's girlfriend and business partner, Fran, helps renovate the house, a man named Alexei arrives in a cab to pick up Jennifer. Alexei sees the house on sale and the house is being painted. He knocks the door and Fran tells him that Jennifer moved. He realizes something is wrong and immediately leaves. Meanwhile, a man named Roman Lunyov is buying some macarons, and leaves in his chauffeur-driven car. He goes to a parking lot and waits for someone. Alexei arrives, and Roman sees him coming alone. He asks where is Jennifer, and he says she wasn't at home and her house was kept for sale. Roman gets distressed. Here we learn Roman is Jennifer's son, and also happens to be a crime lord. He threatens Alexei and orders him to investigate what happened to Jennifer. Marla tells Fran about the diamonds, which officially don't exist. Marla is planning to keep it for themselves. Alexei comes to Roman and tells him they sent his mother to the care home by the court order. Roman figures out Marla and Karen are behind all of it. Roman sends his lawyer, Dean Erickson, to Marla's office. He asks her to release Jennifer as she got powerful connections. He warns Marla that Jennifer is the wrong target, it could make her life uncomfortable. Marla doesn't seem to be bothered, and he offers her $150,000 in cash to release Jennifer, but she refuses, only willing to do it for $5 million. He leaves from there telling she will regret her decision. She tells Fran about it. Marla thinks he is just after the diamonds. Fran suggests she should take the money, but Marla was not ready to give up Jennifer. She goes to Jennifer and asks if she knew Dean. Jennifer realizes Roman was coming for her and laughs. She didn't tell Marla who was coming for her, which made Marla furious and instructs Sam to make her life more miserable in the facility, having many of Jennifer's basic needs withdrawn. Meanwhile, Roman goes to the bank and finds his diamonds in the safe are robbed, which infuriated him. Dean goes for a trial and does his best to prove Marla's scandal, but he fails to show any evidence that Jennifer hired him. The court dismisses the case and Marla wins again. Roman gets even more frustrated and decides to try his way. Alexei and two other thugs enter the facility and ask for a tour. Meanwhile, Fran tells Marla Jennifer Peterson is an identity stolen from an infant who died of polio. While Sam was giving a tour, and Alexei tells him they know Jennifer and asks if they could meet her. When Sam says it's not possible, Alexei tased him and starts looking for Jennifer. They find her room and the guards start firing and immobilizes two of them and also gets himself injured. Alexei finds Jennifer and takes her out by pointing the gun at the nurses. By the time he reaches the entrance, Marla knocks him out. The nurses caught Jennifer, and Roman couldn't do anything and leaves from there. The police interrogate Alexei, and the officer tells Fran that Alexei is a member of Russian mafia. His brother Nicholas dies a few years ago along with his boss, Roman Lunyov. The officer tells them they are hardcore criminals. Meanwhile, Roman is getting angry at failing to rescue his mother. Roman sends his men to Karen's hospital and gets her killed. Next day Marla watches it on the news, and they move into one of the unsold properties of their previous victims. Fran tells her they should run away, as the mafia is after them. Marla is hesitant, but Fran convinces her as she doesn't want to be shot in her head. Before leaving the town, Marla visits Jennifer, and tells her she is never letting her go and makes her die alone in the facility. She goes on until Jennifer loses her cool, and strangles her. Marla shows that tape to the court as an evidence, and moves Jennifer to a psychiatric ward, making her life even more difficult. They keep changing places until they sell off the diamonds, and run away with the money they stole. While Marla is at her car in a parking lot, she gets shot by a tranquilizer. A woman approaches, pretending to help her, but puts her in the trunk and drives away. Roman also sends his men to kill Fran. They brought Marla to Roman, and they tied her to the chair. Marla is not scared at all. He asks her about the diamonds and threatens to kill her mom, but she tells him to do it and doesn't seem to be bothered about her mother. She figures out he is Roman, and he changed his mother's identity to protect her from his enemies. She asks $10 million for his diamonds and his mother's freedom. But Roman ignores and tells his men to get rid of her. His men grab her and she takes a clear look at his license plate before losing her consciousness. They pour liquor into her system and place her in her car's driving seat. They push the car into a lake to look like an accident. But Marla wakes up at the right moment, gaining all of her strength, and escapes by breaking the glass. Marla comes to the surface of the lake, and walks to a nearby store and buys whatever necessary. She writes the license number on her wrist and changes her clothes and dries herself. She calls a taxi and returns home. There she finds Fran beaten unconscious, as the gas fills the house. They narrowly escape an explosion and flee to another unsold property. They take some time to settle, and Marla shows Fran the diamond she has hidden there. She offers Fran a choice: they can use the diamonds to start a new life elsewhere, or they can get revenge. Marla suggests they should finish what they have started. She asks Fran to find the address of the license plate. Fran finds the address and got there. Marla is sure that Roman doesn't live there, but Fran says the number matches the vehicle's description. To have a closer look, Marla runs to the backyard and gets to know it's the house of Roman's driver, and the car is in his garage. They tail him and found where Roman lives. Marla disguises and gets inside the building, and gets to the parking lot. She knocks out the driver, while Roman coming down in the elevator. Roman gets into his car, and suddenly Marla appears and injects him chloroform, and shoots his guard with a taser gun. She kidnaps and they take him to the woods. They again inject drugs into his body, stripped all of his clothes and left him on a forest trail. They burn his car in a different place to eliminate his tracks. Next morning a jogger found Roman, as he was lying in the middle of the road, and he called an ambulance, which took him to the hospital. Later, Roman wakes up in a hospital with a tube in his mouth, and Marla sitting next to his bed. Since they found him in near death and had no identity, the state appoints a legal guardian. Marla tells him the judge named him John Doe, and she is his legal guardian now. She tells him she can do whatever she wants with him. That afternoon, she takes him out, and she offers his freedom, his mother and his diamonds in return for a $10 million. Roman calmly agrees, as he clearly knows she is not scared of anything. So he proposes an alternative to become partners, and go into business together. He suggests creating a countrywide guardianship corporation, with Marla as CEO and co-owner. He tells her, with his money and her skills, they can earn millions of dollars, and they both win. Marla agrees and starts their partnership with equally sharing the diamonds. Roman gets reunited with his mother, Jennifer. They start a corporation with many companies. Marla quickly becomes a very successful and a powerful CEO in the world. Her business is running successfully in various countries. She marries Fran. She often appears on television interview to share her success story. One day, while leaving the office after a TV interview with Fran, Feldstrom appears and shoots Marla in her chest. He tearfully reports that his mother died alone in the assisted living facility because no one would let him see her. The cops arrest Feldstrom. Fran cries out for help. Marla struggles for a while and dies in her arms. That's how the movie ends. For more content, please subscribe.